At one point in time, black women's hair had become so intimidating that the governor of Louisiana decided to completely outlaw and make it illegal for black women to wear their hair out in public. The Tignon Law was put into place in 1786. The style at the time for black women was to wear our hair out. The main part is our hair was covered in jewels and gems and jewelry and feathers and beads and all types of embellishments. And then all of a sudden, white women, now these are facts, not opinions, so please, white women were not liking what was happening. There was an animosity that was tangible in the air, okay? White women were going to the local newspapers, who were then going to the governor, complaining that the autonomy was beginning to upset the local white women. And the governor already had a little bit of tension towards black women. He was quoted as saying that black women had too much luxury in their bearing, meaning they were too haughty, they were too self-assured, they were too confident with who they were as people. So he had no problem with putting this into law. The Tignon Law basically stated that black women were not allowed to be seen out in public with their hair. They had to wear a knotted headdress, so a headscarf with a big knot in the front, or a handkerchief. So you know what happened next. Black women followed the rules, and we started to wear headdresses and handkerchiefs. But you know what happened next. Yeah, we freaked those. We decided to decorate and we just did the same thing to the head wraps. We put feathers, beads, gems, jewels, different colored fabrics, and we even put hats and ribbons on top of headscarves, because nothing is going to stop the innovation and creativity. The historian Virginia Gold was quoted in this book, Creole, The History and Legacy of Louisiana's Freed People of Color by Sybil Klein. Virginia Gold was quoted as saying, "The actual use of the law, the Tignon laws, was to place boundaries on black women who had become too light-skinned, aka white, or who dressed too elegantly, or who in reality competed too freely with white women for status and thus threatened the social order." But back in France, Empress Josephine, who was Napoleon Bonaparte's wife, she started to receive intel on the fashion in Louisiana. And what did she do? Yes, Empress Josephine started to wear the Tignon headscarf, the turban, the scarves of it all. So let's just break down how absolutely vile and insidious this is. Black women were outlawed from wearing our hair. We were then relegated to wearing headdresses. And now an empress over there is now wearing our mandatory headdress as a fashion statement. And it was wasn't coined. People started calling it haute couture, high fashion. Where else have we seen that? Exactly. When black people do something, it's seen as ghetto. When everyone else does it, it's alternative, elegant, classy. This is nothing new. It's just history repeating itself. All I gotta say is our hair will always be our crown and glory, no matter what anyone tells us what to do, however we choose to wear it. There is innovation there. I'm gonna keep saying it, innovation and creativity and inspiration. It's trendy, it's beautiful, it's cool, it's unique, it brings in curiosity, which just lets you know that black women's hair is political, whether we choose for it to be or not. Okay, bye.